Hey there, dog lovers. Welcome to the Peaceful Pause Method. I'm Pat Blocker, and I'm so glad that you're here. If you're looking for a kinder way to work with your dog, one that builds trust instead of obedience and connection instead of control, you're in the right place. Every week, I share practical science-based strategies that honor the emotional well-being of both you and your dog. Because true training isn't about compliance, it's about connection. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's create some peaceful pause.
When things shift, the rigid break. The curious and resilient find new paths. There's a moment that happens in many training sessions I witness. A dog who has been drilled in obedience, where sit means sit, stay means freeze, come means now. When this dog encounters something unexpected, for instance, a squirrel darts across the path, or another dog appears around the corner, a child drops a toy with a crash, and the dog breaks. Not because they're disobedient, not because they need more correction or firmer handling. They break because rigidity, by its very nature, is fragile. The illusion of control. Traditional training methods often pride themselves in creating reliable dogs, animals who respond instantly, uniformly, every single time. On the surface, this looks like success. The dog sits when told, stays when commanded, comes when called. But what happens when life doesn't follow the script? Rigid training creates dogs who function beautifully in controlled environments and shatter in real ones. They've been taught to suppress their natural responses, to override their instincts, to comply rather than think. When something unexpected happens, and life is nothing if not unexpected, they have no internal compass to guide them. They never learn to problem solve, to assess, to make choices. They've only learned to obey. The power of curiosity. Now picture a different dog, one who has been raised with connection instead of correction, one who has learned to check in with their person, not out of fear, but out of genuine partnership, one who has been encouraged to think, to explore, to make choices within a framework of trust. When this dog encounters the unexpected, something different happens. They check in with their person, not because they've been commanded to, but because curiosity and connection have become their default state. This is what resilience looks like. Building flexibility into the foundation. The peaceful pause method isn't about creating perfect robots. It's about nurturing dogs who can think, adapt, and navigate the complexity of real life with confidence and grace. This means teaching communication, not just compliance. When we use cues instead of commands, we're inviting conversation rather than demanding submission. We're saying, let's work together instead of do this or else. Honoring emotional states. A dog who is anxious, overstimulated, or uncomfortable cannot learn efficiently. When we acknowledge and respect their emotional reality, we create space for genuine growth rather than forced performance. Rewarding curiosity and problem solving. When your dog checks in with you around distraction, that's not training failure, that's training triumph. They're saying, I don't know what to do here. Can we figure this out together? Building relationships before behavior. The strongest foundation for any training isn't obedience, it's trust. When your dog trusts you to listen, to understand, to support them, they become partners in their own learning. What resilience actually looks like. Resilience doesn't mean never being affected by change. A resilient dog might still startle at the unexpected noise, but they recover quickly, looking to their person for information rather than dissolving into panic. A resilient dog might still notice the squirrel, but they've practiced this skill of disengagement often enough that checking in becomes natural, even rewarding. A resilient dog might still have hard days, but they have a relationship with their person built on trust and understanding, which creates a safe harbor in the storm. This is what we're really building when we choose connection over correction. The choice point. Every moment with your dog is a choice point. You can choose rigidity, drilling behaviors, demanding instant compliance, punishing disobedience, and create a dog who looks perfect until the moment they don't. Or you can choose curiosity, exploring together, building trust, honoring emotions, teaching your dog how to think and adapt, and create a partnership that can weather whatever life brings. When things shift, and they will, the rigid will break. But the curious and resilient, they'll find new paths together.
Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I hope this gives you and your pup a pathway to more peace and connection. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready to dive deeper or need some personal support for you and your dog, head on over to my website, which is www.patblocker.com, or reach out to me directly at info@patblocker.com. Remember, every small step you take with kindness creates lasting change. I'll see you next time, and until then, keep creating peaceful pause.